Welcome to Car Talk. This is not talking about cars, this is talking inside of a car. This video is about limits. It's been an extremely taxing couple of weeks for me as my wife has been recovering from surgery. Thankfully, everything's going well and she's on the path, but she had foot surgery 2 weeks ago tomorrow. And I've always been a pretty active dad, active husband kind of thing around the house. But as she has been unable to walk for some of those days and now still very reduced activity, the bulk of the activities as far as household things, food, kids, all that has transferred over to me. Now their kids are in school during the day, so I generally am able to get the work done during the day, but that's less work than it normally is. And this is the busy season for me with the earbuds because of state testing and things like that. So then in the middle of all the activity and keeping up 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. kind of days between work, helping my wife, helping the kids, baths, homework, that whole deal. On top of all that, then the wonderful people at St. Clair County, and in their ultimate everlasting wisdom, picked me for jury duty. So on top of, once all that came in, now there's jury duty. And I was having a hard time keeping up before, and now I have to deal with this at least the rest of this week plus next week. And it makes me think about limits because there's been a couple times that I don't really know where my limit actually is, because I feel like every day I take on more than the day before, and I keep on thinking that I might collapse from exhaustion at night. Hasn't really happened yet. Last night playing with the kids, I had a hard time picking up the little lady, but it's been a heck of a couple of weeks, and it's made me realize, and I hope some of you might take away from this to realize as well, that you're capable of so much more than what you think you are, and that you can do almost anything. You can really push, and you keep thinking your body will give out, or your will give out, or your mind will give out, and it turns out you don't. I remember a story. I used to be big into running, big by my standards, not marathons, but like 6 miles. And I had the mental mindset that I'm going to keep running, and I'm either going to collapse onto the ground or I'm going to finish running this stretch. And I never collapsed. I always managed to finish running. So it made me realize that I could have pushed myself harder every time. So every time I wanted to quit, I realized I could have pushed myself a little bit harder. And that was a valuable lesson I learned back then, and still one I hold true to this day with business and taxing, exhausting times such as now. I never seem to collapse, so I must be capable of more. And that's an interesting thing, and I think a lot of disciplines push that you don't know what you're capable of until you really are pushed with it. And I learned that about myself, and I hope for somebody out there, anybody that watches this particular video, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, or LinkedIn, you're going to realize that you will probably be capable of more than what you think you are, just like I have realized as every day has passed, and I feel like I put on more every day onto my plate, that I'm capable every day of more than I thought I was. And that's an interesting lesson to learn. You can do more than you think you can if you really are forced to adapt to it.